became a teacher just because I feel like being around kids gives you this perspective as an adult you don't get to see as much. So they really give you hope for the future, and I find my days are just so fun and so joyful because I'm surrounded by youth. And also I had a lot of adults when I was a kid that meant a lot to me that I looked up to, and so if I can try and be that for just one kid, I feel like that makes me happy and that makes me feel like I have a purpose. My choir teacher, Julie Kantok, was amazing, and like to this day, she used, and I still say what she said, she used to say she loved to hear us make mistakes when we were singing because that meant we were trying. And so I do that to my students all the time, that if I make a mistake, I'll go, or if you make a mistake, I'll cheer and they say, Miss Pedersen, will go woohoo, because a mistake means you're trying. And I would much rather have you make a mistake and learn from that mistake than not try at all. And that's something that I just so vividly remember Mrs. Kantok saying in like choir in high school. I love that I get new students every year. I feel like it's such a gift to, no matter how long this career goes, every year I'm gonna get new kids with new personalities and new things about them and new families to get to know. And that's just so exciting for me to know that like some students that will mean a lot to me I haven't met yet. And also the fact that I get to be at this school and watch my old students grow up is really cool. We talk about that all the time, how teaching is just it's such an interesting profession because you really might never see the impact you're making. It might be something that 5 years, 10 years later, a student can be like, oh, you know, Miss Pedersen really helped me with that. But I might never see that. So you kind of have to trust in that, that even though like right now you might not see it, you can hear the stories of kids down the line who say like, this teacher really changed me. Or maybe because I read a chapter book to a student, that might get them excited about that book series, and then they learn they like to read, and then in high school they take an accelerated English course, and that makes them think in college they want to do something with literacy. And we just might not know that what we're doing right now is what starts that, you know? So it's kind of something you have to just have faith and trust, and then I hope someday down the line, yeah, maybe I'll run into them. But I hear the stories of older teachers who run into their students in grocery stores and they tell them how much of a difference they made. And so I don't know. Yeah, you kind of have to have a lot of blind faith and just know that you might not see it now, but you are making a difference. These are all just random notes that probably in the last year or two I've been given by teachers or students or just anybody here at school, or even at like my first school I taught at down here, that mean a lot to me and that I've put up. I don't know, it's just nice to have right here if I'm having a bad day that I can look at. You know, I taped some here on my computer. This is from a student a couple years ago, that it's just nice to look at and reminds you of what you're doing and how it's important. So I have one note that I keep with me at all times. It's actually in my wallet. My first year of teaching, I taught at a school in St. Paul, Minnesota, and it was a really hard school, and so I have this note. It was like one of the only positive notes I got that entire year, so I keep it with me just to remind me when I'm having a bad day of like why I do what I do. Do you want me to read it? Yeah. So this was I got a lot of I'm sorry notes that year from students who were having trouble behaving. And so this is probably the only positive note I got that entire year of teaching third grade. So it says, "Dear Miss Kylie, this is not a note for a sorry, it is a thank you for reading for us. I really like when you read for us. I'm grateful for what you do for us. Thank you, Miss Kylie. It is very relaxing when you read for us. Thank you." And so that was from my student Mushtak, and all I was doing was reading Magic Tree House to them every day, but I had no idea. I thought they hated it, to be honest. I just tried to keep a routine and a schedule, and I remember when I got this, I was like, oh, they like it. Someone likes it. It does mean something. And so now she's probably I think she's in 7th grade. And so she probably doesn't remember writing this note, but I keep it with me. It's just nice to know that, I don't know, I didn't know I was making a difference, and for that student I was. So those are the things where it's like, oh, I can have the blind faith. I am doing something and it is working. I might not always get a note like this that I get to keep with me, but every so often you get lucky and you get something like this, and that reminds you that what you're doing is making a difference, and it is helping one kid somewhere. And so little tangible items like this, they keep you going. You know, it's something that it refreshes you and restores you and reminds you that this profession isn't just taking, it also gives to you. And so that's why I keep it with me. It's just a nice reminder of why I do this and that I should keep going.